A blessed morning, dear students. Welcome to another session of Valenzuela Live Mathematics 7. We are now in week 2 of quarter 1. Do you still remember how to solve word problems? Do you still remember our lesson last week about sets and set operations? Very good, because today we are going to discuss how to solve word problems involving sets using the Venn diagram. In today's lesson, our objectives based on the most essential learning competencies are the following. Illustrate 2 intersecting sets and 3 intersecting sets in a Venn diagram. Apply the set operations to solve word problems. And finally, solve word problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagram. For our first activity, given set A and set B as the subsets of the universal set, you are going to determine the set statement or set notation that corresponds to the shaded region of the given illustration. Choose only the letter that corresponds to the correct answer. Just key in your answer in our comment box below. You have 5 seconds to do that. Are you ready? Let's begin. Figure number 1. Is your answer letter P? Is it letter R? Is it letter A? Or is it letter Y? 5 seconds, go! If your answer is letter A, then you are correct. Next figure. Is your answer letter H, O, P, or E? 5 seconds, go! Time's up. The correct answer is letter H. Next figure. Is your answer letter O, B, E, or Y? 5 seconds, go! Time's up. The correct answer is letter B. Next figure. Is your answer letter C? Is it letter A? Is it letter R? Or is it letter E? 5 seconds, go! Time's up. The correct answer is letter E. Last figure. Is your answer letter L, O, V, or E? 5 seconds, go! If your answer is letter L, then you are correct. The illustrations that you have seen a while ago are examples of what we call Venn diagram. What is a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram is an illustration that shows the relationships among sets which uses closed figure, usually rectangle, which represents the universal set, and circles, which represent the given sets. It is named after the English logician John Venn. Dear students, bear in mind that in order to solve word problems involving sets using the Venn diagram, you have to familiarize yourselves with how your illustration will look like. If the problem involves 2 categories, then you have to draw 2 intersecting sets or 2 intersecting circles enclosed in a rectangle. If 3 categories are involved, then you have to draw 3 intersecting sets or 3 intersecting circles enclosed in a rectangle. Remember that in word problem, we only write the cardinality of the set in each region and not the elements. What is a cardinality of a set? Very good. That refers to the number of elements in a given set. Bear in mind also the words that is associated with symbol in set operations. The word or is associated with the union of two sets. A or B means A union B. And in figure, we illustrate it this way. While the word and is for the intersection of the two sets. A and B means A intersection B. And in figure, we illustrate it this way. If you are referring to elements in set A but not in set B, or in set A only, then you are referring to the difference of set A and B, which is denoted by A minus B. In figure, we illustrate it this way. And if you are referring to elements found in the universal set, but not found in set A, you are getting the complement of A, also called as A prime. And in illustration, we draw it this way. So, let's have the first example. Are you familiar with LESF? This is the one that you used when you enroll in your school. Let us read. Based on the electronic LESF of 100 students at Pinagpala National High School, 63 said that they have mobile data to connect to internet. 41 said that they have their own broadband. And 18 said that they have both mobile data and own broadband. How many of the students have mobile data only? How many of the students have their own broadband only? How many students do not have neither mobile data nor broadband to connect to the internet? In order to solve the problem, we're going to follow the following steps. First, read and analyze the problem. Second, identify what is being asked. In our given problem, we have the following questions to be answered. Third step, list all the given. In our given problem, we have the following information. Fourth step, determine the set operation to be used or to be applied. Whether it is union, intersection, difference of two sets, or complement of a set. Fifth step, illustrate the problem using the Venn diagram. In our given problem, we have two categories involved. So, we're going to draw two intersecting circles, set A and set B, to denote mobile data and broadband respectively. Next step, fill in every region with the correct cardinality based on the given information. In our given problem, we have the following data. And based on this, there are 80 students who have both mobile data and own broadband. That region is the intersection of the two sets. Thus, we are going to fill in the shaded one, and that region must have a cardinality of 18. 41 have own broadband. Own broadband refers to the whole region of set B. But since we have already 18 in the intersection, then we're just going to fill in the remaining region. And that region has a cardinality of 23 to complete 41. Next, 63 have mobile data. Mobile data refers to the whole region of set A. And since we have already 18 in the intersection, therefore we are just going to fill in the remaining region, represented by the cardinality of A minus B. And that region must have a cardinality of 45 to complete 63. Next, let's see if we have already satisfied the cardinality of the universal set, which says that there are 100 students in all at Pinagpala National High School. So, let us see. 45 plus 18 plus 23 is only 86. And what does it mean? Very good. There are still 14 students who are missing. And where are we going to place these 14 students? We're going to place them in the region outside the two circles, represented by the cardinality of the complement of A union D. After we have completed the cardinality of every region, we are now ready for the last step. Answer the questions based on the resulting Venn diagram. First question, how many of the students have mobile data only? Based on our Venn diagram, what do you think is the answer? Okay, the answer is 45. Those students who are using the mobile data only, meaning you're going to eliminate all the students who are using the broadband. Next question. How many students have their own broadband only? Meaning, those students who are using the mobile data are not included. And the answer to this question is 23. Last question for example number 1. How many students do not have neither mobile data nor broadband to connect to the internet? What do you think is the answer? If your answer is 14, then you are correct. Example number 2. In a group of 50 kids, 33 used Zoom, 25 used Google Meet, and 13 used both applications. How many kids have not yet used either Zoom or Google Meet? How many kids use Zoom only? How many kids use Google Meet only? To answer the given problem, we are going to write first all the given information. Then we are going to draw our Venn diagram. Since we have two categories involved, we're going to draw two intersecting circles, and one for Zoom and the other one for the Google Meet. Next, we're going to fill in the cardinality of every region, and we will start with the intersection. What do you think is its cardinality? Very good. That region has a cardinality of 13. Next, 25 used Google Meet. Google Meet refers to this region. But since we have already 13 in the intersection, that means we're just going to fill in this one. And its cardinality is 12. Next, 32 used Zoom. So we are referring to that region. But since we have already 13 in the intersection, then we're just going to fill in the remaining region. And that region must have a cardinality of 19 to complete 32. Let's see if we have already satisfied the cardinality of the universal set. 19 plus 13 plus 12 is only 44. Meaning there are still 6 students who are missing. And where are we going to place them? Yes, that's correct. We are going to write them outside the region of the circles. After completing the cardinality of every region, we are now ready to answer the following questions. If you think you know the answer, feel free to type in your answer in our comment section below. First question, how many kids have not yet used Zoom or Google Meet? What do you think is the answer? If your answer is 6, then you are correct. These represent those students lying outside the region of these 2 intersecting circles. Next question, how many kids use Zoom only? What do you think is the answer? Okay, if your answer is 19, then you are correct. Next question, how many kids use Google Meet only? If your answer is 12, then your answer is correct. Let's now move on to the third example. 150 students were asked about the devices or device they have at home for blended learning. 86 said they have smartphone, 44 have laptop, 80 have television, 20 have smartphone and laptop, 19 have laptop and TV, 36 have smartphone and TV, 15 students have all 3. If each student has at least one of the devices, how many students have smartphone only, laptop only, TV only? How many students have smartphone or TV? How many students have smartphone and laptop but not TV? And how many students have laptop or TV but not smartphone? To solve the following problem, let us do it step by step. First, we're going to list down all the information in our problem, and then we're going to illustrate it with a Venn diagram. Since we have 3 categories involved, then we're going to draw 3 intersecting circles enclosed in a rectangle. One for the smartphone, the other for the laptop, and the other for the TV. So, let us now ready. We are now ready to fill in the cardinality of every region. And we are going to start with the intersection of these 3 circles. And that region is the black one. What do you think is the cardinality of the black region? If your answer is 15, you got it right. Next, 36 have smartphone and TV. Take note of the connector used between smartphone and TV. We made use of the word "and," which is associated with the intersection of these 2 sets, smartphone and TV. That represents 15 plus the green 1. What do you think is the cardinality of the green region? Correct. It should be 21 to complete 36. Next, 19 have laptop and TV. Again, we make use of the connector "and," which is associated with the intersection of the laptop and the TV. So, what color are we going to fill in next? Is it the orange or the violet one? Well done. So we're going to fill in the violet region with the cardinality of 4. 20 have smartphone and laptop. So The intersection of the smartphone and the laptop is 15 plus the orange region. So, what is the cardinality of the orange region? Okay, if your answer is 5, then you are correct. Next, 80 have TV. So, we are referring to the whole region of TV. But since we have already 21, 15, and 4, we're just going to fill in the remaining region, which is the blue one. What do you think is the cardinality of that region? If your answer is 40, then you are correct. Next, 44 have laptop. So which color are we going to fill in next? Is it the yellow or the red one? Correct. Going to fill in the red one. What is the cardinality of the red region? Take note, we have already 5, 15, and 4. Very good. The cardinality of the red region is 20. Last one. 86 have smartphone. So we are referring to this whole region of the smartphone. But since we have already 21, 15, and 5 on other regions, then we're just going to fill in the yellow region. And that region must have a cardinality of 45 to complete 86. Now, let us see if we have already satisfied the cardinality of the universal set, which is 150. So, we're going to add all the cardinality, and then the answer is 150. That means we've already satisfied the cardinality of the universal set, and so we are not going to write any cardinality outside these 3 circles. Next, we are now ready to answer the questions. How many students have smartphone only? Based on our given Venn diagram, what do you think is the answer? If your answer is that region, so you must have 45. So, how about those who have laptop only? What do you think is the answer? If your answer is that region, then your answer must be 20. Next, how many have TV only? If your answer is that region, then your answer should be 40. Next question. How many students have smartphone or TV? Take note of the connector used. We use the word or, and or is associated with the union of these 2 sets. The answer to this question, to answer this question, we are going to get this region. And the answer should be 130. Next, how many students have smartphone and laptop, but not TV? Take note of the connector used. We make use of the word and, meaning we are referring to the intersection of the smartphone and the laptop. But since we have already another condition, but not TV, therefore, we have to eliminate those who are using TV. And so the answer for this question is only that region, which is 5. Next, how many students have laptop or TV, but not smartphone? Take note of the connector used between the laptop and the TV. We make use of the word or. Thus, we are referring to that region. Why did we eliminate those who are using the smartphone? Because there is another condition, but not smartphone. And so the answer for this question must be 64. To sum up the important points of our lesson today, remember the steps in solving word problems. First, read and analyze the problem. Identify what is being asked. List all the given. Determine the set operation to be used or to be applied. Illustrate the problem using the Venn diagram. Afterwards, we're going to fill in every region with the correct cardinality based on the given information. And finally, answer the question or questions based on the resulting Venn diagram. Take note also the words associated with every symbol that we use. Or is for the union of A and B, read as A union B, and we illustrate it this way. The word and is for the intersection, and we read it as A intersection B, illustrated this way. If you are referring to elements found in set A but not in set B, or in A only, so you are referring to the difference of A and B, denoted by A minus B, and it is illustrated this way. If you are referring to all elements that is in the universal set but not in set A, you are referring to the complement of A, also read as A prime, and which is illustrated this way. Are you now ready for our next activity? Solve the following problems. Let us read the first one. The following Venn diagram shows how laborers go to work during this time of pandemic. How many laborers do not ride a tricycle when going to work? 5 seconds. Go. If your answer is 45, then you are correct. How did we get 45? We're just going to eliminate those who are riding the tricycle. So we simply add 30 and 15. Those 30, those who are using other transportation means like bicycle, cars, and bus or train. Next problem. 50 teenagers were asked whether they want to play Mobile Legend Bang Bang or Dota 2. 40 are playing Mobile Legend Bang Bang, and 27 are playing Dota 2. Assuming that the teenagers play at least one of these two games, how many teenagers play both games? 10 seconds to answer. Go. Time's up. If your answer is 17, then you are correct. And how did we get 17? Let us see the following solution. We're going to write all the given information, and then afterwards, we're going to illustrate the problem using a Venn diagram. Set M for MLBB and set D for Dota 2. Okay, how was this problem differ from other problems we had before? Very good. In this problem, what is missing is the intersection. And to solve for it, we're going to follow the following formula. So you can see in our illustration, on the intersection part of the two circles, when we take away the blue region of the intersection, still we have the union of the sets. Therefore, to solve the cardinality of M union D, that is equal to the cardinality of M plus the cardinality of D minus the cardinality of M intersection D. This one. It will also follow that in order to get the cardinality of this region, we can use the formula, the cardinality of the intersection or M intersection D is equal to the cardinality of M plus the cardinality of D minus the cardinality of M union D. Substituting the information given in our problem, the cardinality of M is 40, the cardinality of D is 27, and the cardinality of the union of these two sets is 50. And so, therefore, the intersection will be solved as 17. So we have the following cardinality for the regions. So make sure also to satisfy the cardinality of the universal set, which is 50. Next problem. 100 persons were interviewed if they have the following materials used as protection for COVID-19. Face mask, face shield, and eye shield. 73 have face mask. 56 have face shield. 35 have eye shield. 34 have face mask and face shield. 21 has face shield and eye shield. 23 has face mask and eye shield. And 14 has all the items. How many people have face mask or face shield, assuming that everyone has at least one material for protection? Let me help you illustrate the problem so we can have the following, we can solve the problem. So we have the following information, and then we're going to draw 3 intersecting circles for the face mask, face shield, and eye shield. Then we're going to fill in the cardinality of every region, starting with the intersection. And the intersection has a cardinality of, what do you think is the answer? Okay, the cardinality is 14. So we're going to fill it 14 at the black region. Next, 23 has face mask and eye shield. Again, we make use of the connector end. So therefore, we are going to look, or we're looking for the intersection of the face mask and the eye shield. So since I already have 14 in the intersection, so the remaining region, which is the green one, has a cardinality of 9 to complete 23. Next, 21 have face shield and eye shield. What color are we going to fill in next? Is it the orange or the purple one? If your answer is the purple one, then you are correct. And what is the cardinality of that region? Very good. Its cardinality is 7. Next, 34 have face mask and face shield. We are referring to the intersection of the face mask and the face shield, which is this region, 14 plus the orange one. So what is the cardinality of the orange region? If your answer is 20, then you are correct. Next, 35 have eye shield, and eye shield refers to this region. But since we have already 9, 14, and 7, so we will just fill in the blue region. The blue region must have a cardinality of 5 to complete 35. Next, 56 have face shield, and face shield refers to this whole region. But since we have already 20, 14, and 7. So that means we will just fill in the red region. And that region must have a cardinality of 15. Next, 73 have face mask. So we will just fill in the remaining region, the yellow one. Okay, so that region has a cardinality of 30. Now let's see if we have already satisfied the cardinality of the universal set, which is 100 persons. 73 plus 15 plus 7 plus 5 is equal to 100. After satisfying all the conditions, we are now ready to answer the question. How many people have face mask or face shield? You may give your answer in our comment box below. If your answer is that region, so you must have 95. Remember, it is a must for everybody to wear face masks whenever we go to public areas. Next problem. Due to pandemic, many people lost their job. And in order to earn a living, most of them resort to online selling. Among 500 respondents, 350 are sellers of food products and 190 are sellers of health products. If 20 people were not engaged in any online selling, how many respondents sell both food and health products? 5 seconds to key in your answer. If your answer is 60, then you are correct. And why 60? Let's show the solution. Since 20 people were not engaged in the online selling, the cardinality of F union H is equal to 480. And we illustrated this way. So 20 will be outside the region of the circles, and we have X to represent the intersection, which is what we are looking for. Then, the part wherein those who are selling food products only will be represented by 350 minus X, and while those who are selling health products only will be represented by 190 minus X. Solving this one, so we are going to use the formula, the cardinality of F intersection H equals the cardinality of F plus the cardinality of H minus the cardinality of F union H. And filling up the informations that we have, solving for X, going to solve X equals 60. So let us see if we have already satisfied the condition. So if X is 60, 350 minus 60 is equal to 290. And then 190 minus 60 is 130. Then adding all the cardinality, 290 plus 60 plus 130 plus 20 is equal to 500 in all. So there are only 60 people who are engaged in selling both food and health products. Hope you understand our lesson for today. So let us now proceed with the question and answer. If you have any question, just key in your question in our comment box below, and our teacher moderator will filter your questions. So we have the first question. Ma'am, can we use other shape to represent the Venn diagram? And the answer is yes. You can use other shape, say oblongs, squares, or even triangles, for as long as they are closed figure, and you can represent the intersection of every set. If you have other questions, you may refer to your subject teachers for our discussion tomorrow. For our module activity, please answer what I can do quarter 1, lesson 2 of your self-learning module in Math 7. Write your solution in your math notebook. And that ends our discussion for today. Always remember, anuman ang sitwasyon, tuloy ang edukasyon. This is Ma'am Michelle Ortiz of General Tiburcio de Leon National High School. Thank you and God bless everyone.